to me, the idea of reaching it or death being the final balance, and then the idea of like there's no work there at all. Like there's no, what does it say? There's no work, no device, no knowledge, no nothing. If you combine that with the verse that's earlier in verses 5 and 6, where it talks about like all of their emotions or feelings or envyings that they had, like those things, even those things fade away. Even these non-tangible conceptions of what their life was fade away. Like eventually, like maybe on their last day on earth, they made somebody very happy. Like that happiness will fade, or they made somebody very angry and that anger will fade. And when you combine that with verse 1, it really shows us where our actions are held, or like, or what we're entrusting our actions to and how they're received. We're trusting those to God. Because here's the deal. What I would tell to somebody, once again, with how we started, was if somebody's concerned or anxiety or has anxiety about what they do if they hurt somebody or not, like, guess what? Eventually, it's going to go away. How do you know that? Verse 6. Like, if you make somebody hate you and you're upset about that, eventually their hate for you will go away. So you shouldn't worry about it. You can make somebody happy for a time. You can save somebody's soul forever. But if you make somebody upset, that anger will fade. So you shouldn't be worried about that.
That's a good thought. It's really good.
I'm just a person who worries about upsetting people. So that's like my pep talk before I say stuff to people. It's like, Brett, if they get angry, they'll forget it eventually.
Yeah,
or it's just like you have an embarrassing story from school that you think that like everybody remembers. You know, like, oh, I remember that day that like, I don't know, I fell on the playground or something like that. And like, oh, everybody remembers me as the kid who fell down on the playground, but like nobody remembers. Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
They all remember their own embarrassing stories, but not yours.
Yeah. That's kind of how it is though. It's just not just that, but like a lot of things like prom queen. I don't even remember.
Exactly.
Dude, I don't even remember any
stuff
of that
like that.
Dude.
It can be happy things too. Yeah. It'll fade.
It's crazy.
But if they screwed somebody over to be prom king or prom queen, right?
I feel like they would still forget that.
That's what I'm saying. They'll even forget that. That's what I'm saying. Like you shouldn't even worry about it. But like when you do something like in God's will, like God will make sure that that stays, is what I'm saying. Like when he's talking earlier in chapter 1 about like the earth being eternal in a way, like comparatively to the human existence, like God can control what lasts and what doesn't last because the world's default setting is for things to go away, to entropy, to disintegrate. But God will preserve the things he wants to preserve.
You see, I just thought about this though too. So I don't want to say everything goes away because like now I'm thinking of like people who like go through like horrific things.
Okay.
Like for example, like let's say soldiers, you know, that just went through war and now they have PTSD.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I feel like that won't never go away.
I
mean, I don't know. It could possibly go away.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like it will go away after they're gone from Earth.
Oh,
I'm talking big.
Okay, big picture,
super big. Because here's the deal: even those feelings of PTSD and like the effect that those feelings have can affect their family.